Lineup 0 for 3, a walk in his debut on Friday. Looking for his first hit since coming back. Again, plenty of Dodger fans in attendance. Top of the first, Manny Wood. Off Josh Greer, 7th of the year, and of course the first since coming back from suspension. That's also home run 534. That ties him with Jimmy Fox. Mickey Mantle right around the corner. 4th inning, top of the 4th, game tied at 1. Manny to short. Everth Cabrera, it's a long throw. Did he get him? Manny didn't think so. Not thrown out. Bottom of the 5th, still tied at 1. And Ramirez with some glove. Off the guy who robbed him, Cabrera. He slightly robs him. Top of the 6th, 2 on, 2 out, still tied at 1. Manny to short. Cabrera bobbles this. Looking to get the force, and out is the call. Russell Martin can't believe it. That's Manny's last AB. He would be replaced by Juan Pierre. 2 to 7. Padres down 2-1. Bases loaded. Cabrera, he's all over this highlight. To right. Alfonso and Gwynn Jr. score, and the Padres go on to win. Heath Bell, his NL leading 23rd save, as Manny does return with a home run.
You think so?
Just a hunch.
All right.
All right, Arizona in Denver to face the Rockies. Todd Helton on base. Brad Hoff hitting. Now, can Helton make it all the way around from first and score? No. Knocks over Miguel Montero, but he holds on to the ball. Poignant moment during the 7th inning stretch. Howard Weiss, an usher at Coors Field, diagnosed with ALS earlier this year, reading an excerpt from Lou Gehrig's speech from 1939, and gets a handshake. You see a very sincere one from Todd Helton. To the 8th. 4-4 game. Chris Young, pinch hitting, will clear the bases. Stephen Drew, by the way, finished a single away from the cycle. D-backs go on to win 11-7.
500 at home entering Saturday. Top 6, Chen-Ming Wong leading 3-2 no longer. Adam Lind, his 17th. Jays up 4-3. The next batter, Wong throws the pitch, and instantly Jorge Posada notices something wrong. Wong would have to leave the game, suffering a strained right shoulder. His struggles continue. We go to the 7th. Roy Halladay in his 2nd start since coming off the DL, with Derek Jeter at first. Johnny Damon, a 2-run home run. Halladay, a career worst 3 home runs given up. We're tied at 5. So we go to extras to the 12th. Mark Teixeira. Now watch this double. I don't know how he got it through 2 guys. Hit the lip of the infield. It got through. Game-winning run at 2nd. A-Rod walks behind him. And then Jorge Posada. Another walk-off win at Yankee Stadium. And Jorge, of course, is going to get a face full, John, of shaving cream eventually.
I've had enough of this. It's like the Gatorade thing.
Move on?
Yeah, don't like it. Not a fan. So if the Red Sox lose this game, their lead over the Yankees down to 1. In the AL East, Russell Branyan, 13 RBIs his last 12 games, continues to produce. Ichiro safe, down 2-0 after a Jason Varitek home run. The Mariners cut the lead to 2-1. Now they tie it. Red Sox have a chance for a big inning here. Runners in the corners, nobody out. And Rocco Baldelli, a base running mistake. He gets tagged out. And then next batter, Jeff Bailey. 5-4-3 double play. Still tied at 2 after 6 to the 9th. Takashi Saito would have major control issues. Not even close to Ken Griffey Jr. on a 3-2 pitch. Ryan Langerhans, that's low and outside. And Kenji Jojima, 4 straight. Walks, the bases loaded. Then Chris Woodward somehow stoinks this over the head of Marcotte, who was in it kind of corner double play depth. Otherwise, he would have made that play. And Dustin Pedroia just misses it. So it's the Mariners who beat the Red Sox. And indeed, Boston's lead in the AL East down to 1.
Cardinals, Cincinnati pitcher Micah Owings looking for his 3rd win in 4 starts. That is Edwin Encarnacion. Now, he strikes out swinging, and then Yadier Molina tries to make a throw to 3rd. I don't know what he's doing. Brandon Phillips trots in. Molina upset. While we show it to you one more time, I can tell you, Owings hit his 3rd home run of the season. That leads all major league pitchers and the ball still overthrown. Top 7, Reds up 5-2. That's Albert Pujols. He has been on fire, but not there. Ground out to second. He was 1 for 3, now hitting .336. Francisco Cordero gets his 20th save. The Reds have now won 5 of their last 7.
So if the Brewers win, NL Phillies 14-22 at home and hosting the Mets. A tale of 2 defenses. First, great defense. Pedro Feliz. He has to barehand it to get Ryan Church out, and he does. Watch Churchill trip over the foot of Ryan Howard right there. Meanwhile, to the Mets defense, David Wright roamed. Not sure what happened there. I got it! Those Philly fans, they're savvy. Then Shane Victorino. Nothing worse than popping up to the catcher, Omir Santos. Normally good.
This all happened in one game?
All in one game. All in one inning. The inning continues, and of course, Victorino goes up the middle. Baco trying to score from second. You see the throw's way offline. And this is just miserable for the Mets. They lose 4-1. All right, first place, Tigers began the day with a 2.5-game lead over Chicago, a 4-game lead over the Twins, who they're playing. These two played 16 innings on Friday night. And look at Maglio Ordonez. There's nothing quite like a shorn Maglio. I suggest you try it. Francisco Liriano, 7 innings, 3 earned. Justin Morneau, he's Canadian, you know. RBI single off Bobby C. Denard Span scores. Morneau, the Canadian, 4 for 4. Tied at 3. That's Nick Punto. Yeah, over the head of Adam Everett. Matt Tolbert, out or safe? Careful, head first, safe! And the Twins win.
And how about the White Sox trying to extend their winning streak to 8? Facing the Royals, bottom of the 3rd. White Sox already up 3. Willie Bloomquist, the grounder. Mitch Mauer collides with Gordon Beckham. Mauer called out on instruction. That would end the inning. Nearly flipping over Beckham. Top 6 now. Beckham at the plate. He gets all that one. Straight away center field. His 3rd on the year, the solo variety. White Sox now lead 4-2. One more look. Great effort. All for naught. Bottom 6 now. Royals down 4-3. Not anymore. Alberto Calaspo. Jose Guillen, Mark Tehan score. Royals break their 4-game losing streak. They win 6-4.
Tommy Hanson, here he is at Nationals Park, had not allowed a run in 20 consecutive innings going into the game, and let's keep the clock going and tell you that Hanson has been tremendous. He's the rookie. If you haven't watched him, take a look. He's great. Still hasn't lost this year. His ERA, 2.25. He's allowed only 1 earned run in his last 4 starts, and you can see the consecutive inning streak is going and going and going as Zimmerman flies out.
A lot of them are not even swinging at it. They're hitting it. Just doesn't get a lot of the plate. Very nasty, very deceptive.
It's 4th of July, so we have to show the President's Race from Nationals Park, and your winner on the 4th of July holiday in the President's Race is Thomas Jefferson. A win for the President. Adam Dunn!
Gone!
Career home run number 300, well into the upper deck.
And he's the 5th fastest to 300.
You can rake. It's 22nd. 3-3. Bottom 8. It's our man again. After the curtain call, Adam Dunn. Sometimes all you need is a single. Nationals win 5-3. They snap Atlanta's winning streak at 5. John Lannon pitched a beauty again. He's 4-0 in his last 6 starts. Nationals take it 5-3. On 4th of July in Washington. Pirates and Marlins. Hanley Ramirez. El Nino off Zach Duke. Bottom 1. There it goes. His 14th visit to Souvenir City. 2-0 Florida. It was 3-0 top 5. First batter of the inning, Andrew Miller. Quick, name that LaRoche.
Andy.
Oh, correct. Thanks for playing America's second favorite game. Name that LaRoche. Andy LaRoche's 4th. It's 3-1. It was 3-2 in the 6th. They're loaded. Miller has an 0-2 count facing Duke. Just a bit outside. Jorge Cantu heads up play. Take a look at Cantu's head on this play, guys. He's watching this the whole way. See? Sees it, doesn't hesitate, come on down.
Very good read. He got a good secondary there. I knew he was going.
Miller, Diaz. The old 1-4-3. You don't see that too often. Bottom 7. Ramirez. All right back at you, but Bonifacio will score, and the Marlins have a 5-3 lead. Dan Meyer saves it. Brett Carroll will make the catch to end the game, and the Marlins beat the Pirates 5-3. Florida has won 9 of its last 10 at home. They win this one over the Pirates 5-3. Let's look back at Saturday's big 4th of July home runs.
Oh, the cholesterol, what, 409, 410? All right, top 10 plays. Here we go. Blue Jays, Yankees, what Luke Drury is to Manhattan Beach. Brett Gardner is to the Yankees. Look at him go. What a catch. Phil Koch, pitcher.
Yeah! Number 9 Gold Cup USA Granada, 68th minute. Heath Pierce to Charlie Davies.
Oh.
USA playing with the B squad. Those B guys are pretty good. They went on to win 4-0.
All right, driver 8, take a break. Kevin Youkilis, the fly ball to center. Here comes Franklin. Franklin Gutierrez up against a giant vent. You know, that's how they keep Fenway cool. It's a big air conditioning thing out there.
You learn something every day. Number 7 we just saw, but it's worth another look. Joey Chestnut.
Hot dogs.
Oh, he's the new guy.
Is there anything they can't do?
A record 68 hot dogs. He defends his crown win for the 3rd straight year. Kobayashi says he's probably done.
I want to see a chocolate donut eating contest. All right, Jason Kubel, right side. Miguel Cabrera. Look at this. Didn't know he had that in him. Bit of a bobble, but he makes the play. More from this game in a smidge.
Number 5, Dodgers, Padres, James Loney. The hot shot up the middle. There with Cabrera, the sliding stop. Steps on second. Fires over to first, a little high, but Adrian Gonzalez is able to make the catch, beat the runner to the bag. More from this game a little later.
All right, number 4, Bobby Orr. Tigers Twins, Marcus Timms, line drive. Look at Brian Busher. Of course, if he was an NHL goalie, it'd be Brian Boucher, who plays for the Flyers, by the way. Brian Busher, excellent. That's Bush. That's Bush League.
And number 3, Brewers Cubs. Jake Fox with the grounder to short. J.J. Hardy. The 6-4-3. Double play. Brewers win 11-2.
Got a free hammer for making that play. Number 2. Look at Rod Pampling. It's easy to grin when your ship comes in and you got the stock market beat. But the man worthwhile is the man who can smile when his short are too tight in the seats. Go ahead, Pookie. Pampling 8 under. He's 2 back of Tiger.
Number 1, Manny.
And Anthony Kim.
The grounder to short. He's out. Doesn't agree with it. Manny did hit a home run, but the Padres win 7-4, and those are your top plays of the day.
The race in the AL West couldn't be any tighter. Angels and Rangers both 44 and 35. Joe Saunders, righty's hitting .390 against him. So when Brian Roberts is hitting righty against him, what'd you think was going to happen? Robert Andino here, he's just going to beat the throw home. Orioles have a 3-0 lead. Bottom of the 5th, Vladimir Guerrero. This is the first game all season he's played in the outfield, but he puts one over the outfield wall for a home run. He's homered in back-to-back games. Prior to this game, he's been a DH or a pinch hitter only. Here's Matt Wieters. Puts a charge in the 1. He's a righty. Oh, yeah, off Saunders. 3rd home run of the year. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 6. Guerrero up again with 2 on. And
yeah, I would too.
When in doubt, yeah, the intentional walk. Base loaded, Chris Ray, and Ray walks Juan Rivera on a 3-2 pitch. Scores Torrey Hunter. 3-1 count. Mike Napoli, he walks. Bobby Abreu scores. Angels up 8-6. It's now 9-6. Melvin Mora lines in the right center. Torrey Hunter is hanging out there. The Angels win 9-6. The Orioles, worst road record in the American League, and it showed on Sunday.
You saw it on ESPN. Rangers hosting the Rays. Scott Feldman and the Rangers looking to sweep them. Top 1 out. Carl Crawford. Fly ball to shallow center. Marlon Byrd. Diving catch to get the out. That's a top play nominee, but okay, if that's a top play nominee, nice, Marlon, but, you know, you get paid for it. That's what you do for a living, millions of bucks. Top 2 ones at Rangers. Gabe Gross line drive. Check out the ball girl with the grab. Security guard's like, thank you. Yes, thank you. I think she should be a top play nominee. Bottom 3, 2-2. Matt Garza on the bump. Bases open for Nelson Cruz. Ground ball to first. Jason Bartlett bobbles. Michael Young scores in the air. Here's Joe Morgan's breakdown on what happened.
He never caught this ball. You can see he was looking away. It looked like he was looking at first base. He took his eyes off the ball.
Costly error. Rangers going to win it 5-2. So Angels and Rangers.
Royals prove that baseball is indeed a game of inches. Brian Pena down the third baseline. Gordon Beckham was close, but couldn't come up with a Martin scores. Alberto Callaspo, little looper to the left side, just out of the reach of a leaping Alexi Ramirez. So Callaspo gets the hit. Pena scores. Royals a 3-2 lead. David DeJesus, seeing eye single, bleeder job, just gets into the left field. As both Beckham and Ramirez can't get to it, Callaspo scores. Royals extend the lead to 4-2. In the end, Royals split the series with the White Sox. They double up Chicago 6-3.
5+ runs in 4 of his last 6 starts. Stop one. Skip Schumacher up against the Royal. First pitch of the game, Schumacher grounds a double down the right field line. Next batter, Cody Rasmus. He's up to sacrifice. Schumacher to third. Can't lay down the bunt. Pops it foul. Ryan Hannigan cannot make the grab. Next pitch, again, cannot lay down the bunt. So at 2 strikes, Cardinals take off the sacrifice, take off the change, and unleash the fury. Rasmus. Well, Skip, you trying to keep me down? 10th home run of the year. Just like that, it's 2-zip Cardinals. Top 5, 4-0. Ryan Ludwig up. Bases loaded, nobody out. He hits a dribbler to third. Edwin Encarnacion makes a nice pickup and then throws it to the backstop. Schumacher, Kobe Rasmus score. 6-0 Cardinals. Top 6, Albert Pujols up. Bases loaded, looking for his 5th grand slam this season. Built the drama, and Josh Renicky goes high and tight. All right. Next pitch, Pujols, 30-run homers, 4 grand slams this year, and Renicky gets him to ground to the 1-2-3 double play. Renicky leaves us from Rough and Ready, California. It's a small town between Sacramento and Reno. Phillies lead the Marlins by a game. Phillies hosting a Mets team that's also sniffing at the top. Johan Santana against the Phillies. Of the 38 hits he's given up to him, 9 have been home runs. And then bottom 1, Jimmy Rollins hits a home run. Rollins, 7th of the year, 30th career leadoff homer. Phillies take a 1-zip lead early. Alex Cora facing Joe Blanton. Cora, grounder at first. Ryan Howard diving stop and says, don't interrupt, rude. Top 6, 1 out. David Wright at the bat for the Mets. Grounds to second. Chase Utley starts the 4-6-3 double play. Phillies get out of the 1-out, bases loaded jam. Bottom 6, Utley now for the Phillies. Tells Santana, welcome to King Bugger, where you can have it your way, but don't get crazy. Utley's 18th of the year. Santana limps off the mound, but he was okay. Phillies now lead 2-zip. So Santana gave up 3 hits, 2 of them home runs. Brad Lidge now pitching for the Phillies. Strikes out Wright, chilling. Strikes out Ryan Chutch, swinging. And then Nick Evans got a big old cut of nothing. Lidge, 16th save out of 22 attempts. Phillies win the game 2-zip. Lidge struck out the side. Nyjer Morgan making his 3rd appearance with the Nationals, taking on the Braves. Top 6, 3-1 Nationals. Scott Olsen facing Chipper Jones. Jones fly ball to deep center. Morgan over the shoulder grab. Olsen's like, big ups, kid. Top 8, 4-1 Nationals. Olsen facing Martin Prado. Line drive to left center. Morgan dives, but can't hold on to the ball. But it's all part of the plan because he gets up and throws Prado out at second. Later in the inning, after back-to-back walks, brought the tying run to the plate. Manager Manny Octave visits Olsen on the mound. Can you stay in? Dude, I'm about to strike out Garrett Anderson. How do you know? Because it's part of the 50-second Sports Center highlight. And Nyjer Morgan's going to have an RBI double later. Wait. Don't ruin it. So, as Olsen said, he struck out Anderson. And then 4-1 Nationals, Morgan doubles down the first base line. How did Olsen know? Morgan went 3 for 5, 1 RBI.
San Diego. L.A. didn't even need Manny Ramirez, at least in the starting lineup. Anyway, top of the 3rd, watch this. Chad Billingsley, he's on 3rd, the pitcher, right? James Loney grounds 1 to 3rd. Adrian Gonzalez coming home, and Billingsley is coming home in a big way. Runs over Eliezer Alfonso. Billingsley goes 245, Alfonso 218. You don't often see the pitchers initiate contact at the plate, but he does. A heavyweight collision. Indeed, credit Alfonso for hanging in there. Billingsley, so he's a hitter at the plate, and then he's a hitter at the plate. Get out of town. His first career home run. He also doubled in the game. Billingsley trying to join Jason Marquis as the only 10-game winners in the National League. He was still in there in the bottom of the 9th when Chase Headley takes him out of the yard. Joe Torre comes out. Billingsley, what an effort. Leaves leading 6-2. Ought to be good enough, especially when you can bring in Jonathan Broxton. It's 6-3, 2 on and 2 out, and Gonzalez is walked to load him up. Next batter is Alfonso, and Broxton's going to walk him. Scores Scott Hairston, who, by the way, was traded to Oakland after the game. So it was 6-4. Next batter, Everett Cabrera. Cabrera singles to center. That scores Will Venable and Edgar Gonzalez, but Alfonso is nailed at third. Well, he got there in time, but he left too early. Watch this. Takes his hand off the base. Casey Blake, Johnny on the spot. He's out. Game tied at 6, heading for extras. To the 10th. You remember Juan Pierre, right?
Yep.
Randy's replacement, facing Heath Bell. Pierre going to chop at the second. Use his speed. That's a hit. Every time he gets in there, he does something good. Pierre 4 for 7 in the game. 2 down. Pierre's on third, and Blake's on first. Andre Ethier shoots one to the right. Venable, almost got over his head, but then it didn't. Let's go to the bottom of the 10th now. 2 down. Guillermo Mota on for L.A. 2 on for Adrian Gonzalez. Intentional walk. Here comes Joe. He wants the lefty Brent Leach. Bases loaded. 2 down. Here's Venable. And Venable is going to sky out to center to end the inning and the threat. Leach fired up. Let's go to the 11th. Manny not in the starting lineup, but he would get into the game. Brought on a pinch hit, 2 outs and none on. Chance to be a hero. Shallow pop into right. Tony Gwynn Jr. is hanging out. A sliding grab, so Ramirez can't deliver. To the 13th. None on for James Loney in a 6-6 game. You know what? He doesn't need anybody on because he's going to blast off. Get out of town. He means it. Solo shot, his 6th. Puts the Dodgers up 7-6. Bottom 13, Jeff Weaver trying to shut things down. The runner on second and 2 outs gets the pinch hitting Kyle Blanks. The Dodgers win 7-6. Weaver, 3 innings, gets his 5th win. Game lead and lots of love. David Ortiz, the big hug for Tim Wakefield after the announcement about the All-Star game. Mark Wahlberg, Mark way off the mark there. So he gets some help from the comedian Mike O'Malley. You remember the Rick, the former pitching coach, great. And here's Wahlberg, and
but he didn't bounce it.
No, I didn't bounce it. And Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia doesn't give you a great target. Okay, he's a little fella. To the 5th, David Ortiz strikes out. Brandon Morrow was throwing heat all game early on. That was 97-mile-an-hour cheese. Ortiz off Miguel Batista through the shift and everybody. J.D. Drew scores for second. So the Red Sox tie the game at 4. New pitcher is Mark Lowe, facing Jacoby Ellsbury with the bases loaded. Walks him. Here's Pedroia to come in. So the Red Sox have a 5-4 lead. Next batter is Mark Kotsay. And Kotsay takes Lowe through the right side for a single, 2-score. 7-4 Boston. New pitcher Sean White facing Jason Varitek. And White handcuffs his catcher Kenji Jojima, allows Ellsbury to score. Mariners bullpen, 2 innings, 5 runs, 4 walks. That's the biggest reason the Red Sox double up Seattle 8-4.
Yankees hosting the Blue Jays. Jabba Chamberlain, though, winless at the new Yankee Stadium. Top 3 Blue Jays down 4-1, runner on first. Booyah! Adam Lind crunks a 2-run shot to right, his 18th of the season. Blue Jays now down 4-3. Top 4, same score. Runner on first. Alex Rios, hard ground ball to third. Cody Ransom, my bad, ruled an error. Ransom starting for Alex Rodriguez, who had the day off in leave. Ransom only 560 homers behind A-Rod on the all-time list.
So he's right there.
He's kind of close. Later in the inning, tied at 4, runner on second and third. Marco Scutero, 2-run single. Blue Jays up 6-4. Still top 4. My grandmama used to say, Aaron Hill, 2-run shot, his 20th of the year. Blue Jays up 8-4. Jabba Chamberlain, 3 2/3, gave up 8 runs, 3 earned. Not a good day for him. Bottom 4, Hideki Matsui. You put that sauce on it. 3-run shot. Matsui's 13th of the season. 4 home runs in the game, all to right field. 139 in the new ballpark for the year. One of the 4, Derek Jeter, just plain old filthy good. His 10th of the year. Derek also had his 33rd career 4-hit game. Yankees now up 9-8. Alfredo Aceves into the game in the 6th inning to try and put a freak show on the Blue Jays. Schools Aaron Hill. Vernon Wells, he's got to sit down. And then to end the game, Scott rolled out. The guy nicknamed Ace. 4 innings of relief, gave up 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. Yanks win it.
SportsCenter's top plays from the 5th of July. Number 10, White Sox and Royals. Jermaine Dye to left. David DeJesus nearly ran out of real estate. Instead, he ran it down. I can't believe it. Royals win.
Number 9, LPGA, Jamie Farr Owens Corning Classic. Morgan Pressel's third shot in the par 5 17. That's what you call an Eagle 3. Pressel finished 18 under but lost in a playoff.
Number 8, our own Dan Shulman on the call.
It's ripped down the right field line, but foul, and what a catch. Well, if we need a ball girl at the All-Star game, I think we just found our winner.
You mentioned it during the highlights, too, and there she is.
I had no clue. Number 7, Braves Nationals, Ryan Zimmerman. Fly ball to shallow right. Matt Diaz, sweet sliding catch to end the inning. Matt Diaz. Sorry, Matt. It's all good. Nats win 5-3.
At 6, soccer action, Guadalupe against Panama. David Flerival, the shot and the goal. Watch it again. Going top right corner where Mama hides the cookies. Guadalupe, they win 2-1.
Number 5, Orioles and Angels. Melvin Mora, fly ball to center. Torrey Hunter. Torrey's been doing this his whole career. I mean, for anybody else, that's like number 1 or 2. But, we have like Torrey. That's kind of what you do. Angels win at 9-6.
He could have his own good top 10 all by himself.
Yep.
Mets and Phillies at number 4, Alex Cora. In the ground at first, Ryan Howard. The diving stop, the big man, and able to make the flip from his knees to Joe Blanton. How about the Phillies sweeping the not-so-amazingness?
All right, now, we saw this earlier. Carl Crawford pops to shallow center. Marlon Byrd diving catch for the out. Now, I said that the ball girl's catch was better than Marlon's, but Marlon got a higher ranking. He's number 3. I think they should be flipped. I just do.
Sorry, I'm going to have to go with Marlon on that myself.
All right.
But the ball girl is wearing a helmet, which makes it a little harder.
True.
At number 2, the AT&T National, 4th round, Michael Allen. Spin it, shoot it, score! Allen finishes 500 for the tournament.
And number 1, men's singles final, match point. Andy Roddick cannot return the Federer backhand. Federer wins his record 15th Grand Slam title and record 6th Wimbledon championship.